Right, I've touched on this a few times in the past, especially a lot lately. However, today we're going to go over damage to health, damage to armour, and damage to targets out of cover. Two of these I've gone over quite extensively recently. Look at my past 4 or 5 videos. Yeah. However, damage to targets out of cover is something we haven't touched on. This is the build that I'm going to use for this testing. If you've watched any of my content before, you'll recognise this build. With FAMAS, you should know by this point that this build on a body crit will hit 514,518. I have shown this in the range, I've shown this in the world, I've shown this on spreadsheets. I even have a lovely video called Donkey La that makes a very serious point of proving this. Side note, we still do get people going, oh, but the range isn't accurate. The range is accurate, it's absolute best case scenario. If you want other things involved, like shooting enemy without DTOOC or vigilance or without this amount of crit damage because of like a talent we're using killer on this, so what if killer has procced? This is where different things will come in. These are what we are able to actually look at as well as calculate. So there you are, before killer proc 514, 518. It's like I make this stuff up, I swear. Anyway, we're going to start off with DTOOC. DTOOC is weird, and maybe this is just me army brain. However, DTOOC, damage to targets out of cover, is often referred to and considered to be the best and most powerful stat in the game, but not a lot of people really actually understand how it works. See, for me, army brain, if I can shoot it, it's out of cover. In the game, that is not true. Enemies can pop their hands up, pop their heads up, they can even stand up. As long as the enemy goes through its in-cover animation, some of these are easier to tell than others, they are classed as in cover. There are ways in which you are able to work around this. So here we have a lovely person that is standing up, but they are in cover. I have killer active right now, but I clearly wasn't hitting 514, 518. Our killer is no longer active. So we're just going to shoot this person. That's clearly not 514, 518. But the logical among you might be going, but she's clearly out of cover. You are correct, but the game doesn't think that. There are ways in which we are able to force her out of cover. 1, just wait, they'll move. 2, throw a grenade at them. That's a pretty good way of getting them out of cover, unless they are particularly stubborn. As you can see, again, not 514, 518, so she is in cover. If we throw a grenade, she will be forced out of cover. Another good way is close the gap. A lot of enemies like to have a certain distance from you. So if you get close to them, you will force them out of cover. A very surefire way of 1, either netting yourself more damage, or 2, getting them out of cover, is hit them in the head. If you get that headshot, the additional damage from your headshot will still provide more damage to them than DTOOC actually would. For example, my body crit to an enemy out of cover is 514, 518, as I have shown. A headshot crit on an enemy in cover is 601196. They are in cover. If I get a headshot without DTOOC, I will still do more damage. Right, hopefully this is large enough. It's a smaller spreadsheet and I can actually show it. This is all using the exact same build. However, for the top one where it says FAMAS, that is my essentially on range DPS. This is my best case scenario. DTOOC is active, vigilance is active, etc, etc. The one down from that is killer, the exact same, just with an extra 40% critical hit damage. Below that, where it says FAMAS health, that is the damage I will do against health. 622, 567. If you want to rewind a bit, there's a part where I shoot a chunga. Guess what damage number I hit? Then I have FAMAS against health with killer, that's HK, FAMAS HK. So that's going to be even more. Then I have FAMAS no V, which is no vigilance. FAMAS no vigilance with killer, no VWK. Then I've got FAMAS no VD. This is without vigilance and without DTOC. FAMAS with no vigilance, DTOC against health. FAMAS with no vigilance, DTOC with killer against health. And then FAMAS no D, which is no DTOC. And then FAMAS no D with killer. So yeah, this should hopefully encompass every scenario. This is also why a lot of people see fluctuations in their damage and why some people say the range is not accurate. It mostly is. It's more of a case of, do you actually know what it is you're looking at? Now coming up, there is a Black Tusk drone lady who is hiding. She doesn't actually look to be in cover, she is just hiding. I should be hitting her for 514, 518. But no, she is technically in cover, so I will not get that 514, 518 as shown. Anyway, damage to armor. This is actually really simple. A lot of people get this confused. It's beyond simple, to be perfectly honest. And you can look at this both ways. Armor, see that white bar above his health? That's it. That's armor. That white bar with its little blocks is armor. If they do not have those white blocks, they do not have armor. The red, purple and yellow bar underneath is health. If you see a green bar underneath that, you'll most likely notice this on things like Rikers, enemies that have been resurrected by a medic, or the hyena rushers that like snorting something. That is additional health, but it's still health. So it's quite simple really. You can look at DTOC, DTH and DTA as kind of elements. Does the scenario fit their element? Is there a white bar? Yes, DTA. Is there not a white bar? Yes, DTH. The reason DTOC is considered powerful is because it doesn't care if there's a white bar or not. It will apply to both, they just have to be out of cover. The reason I would argue DTOC is the most powerful is simply due to Chungers and Warhounds. Other than the Chungers in the Iron Horse raid on boss 4, no Chunger takes cover. So DTOC is always applied to them. Chungers, I would argue, as well as Warhounds, are the largest threat. So DTOC is useful in these scenarios simply due to the fact that you're able to damage them more consistently. I also wish to point out that how many times have you seen me shooting stuff now and it's clearly been out of cover, or if they have been in cover, I'm dealing enough damage to a point of where it doesn't matter. Hopefully this has cleared a few things up. I've tried to focus more on DTOC because I've done damage to armor and health a lot lately, but yeah. Anyway, have fun, good luck, don't die. It's bad for the health.